with the police dog. It's like assaulting an officer.
Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So as you guys can see from the video, the use of a police canine is an extremely effective tool in the apprehension of suspects. Not to mention it also keeps officers safe as well as the public. The use of police canines were first documented in the 1880s, and believe it or not, the famous case that began all of it was Jack the Ripper, or their attempt to locate Jack the Ripper. And today canines are pretty predominant in just about any department nationwide. There are several different types of breeds of dog that are used as police canines, but the top three most common are German Shepherd, Dutch Shepherd, which is what I had, and a Belgian Malinois. Dogs can be trained on a variety of different things, from locating narcotics to locating or physically apprehending suspects. They can even be used to find bombs and dead bodies that are buried underground. An interesting thing, when I was in K-9 school many years ago, there was actually family pets that were in a separate course. There was actually one family whose daughter was allergic to peanuts. So they hired this company to train this dog to smell out peanuts so they could smell the child's food before they were going to eat. So back to police canines, what exactly are they trained to do? People go back and forth on whether it's a good idea or not to cross-train canines. My canine was in fact what's called a dual-purpose dog. So he was used for tracking and apprehension as well as narcotics. Tracking and apprehension are often used interchangeably or together because usually a track leads to a bite. So how do dogs use their noses to find suspects, to find drugs, to find other dangerous items? Dogs actually possess up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose compared to about 6 million in us. That effectively means that their sense of smell is about 40 times as strong as ours is. My canine trainer actually used a great analogy that I will never forget. He said, when you walk into Pizza Hut, what do you smell? Pizza? Right, you smell pizza. But when a police canine goes in, or really any dog, goes into a Pizza Hut, they can smell each individual ingredient on every pizza separately. So technically your dog could walk into Pizza Hut and smell the mushrooms on the pizza at the end of the bar. I think that is incredible. But I'm not necessarily sure that I would want to have a sense of smell that is that strong, especially considering some of the people I've had to deal with. Imagine what it would be like having that sense of smell in a public bathroom or at a nasty bar. Without getting too graphic, I will leave it at that. But their sense of smell is so good that as you walk down, let's say a nature trail or some other trail in the woods, skin cells and other particles of you fall off your body and they rest on the ground. These give off a scent that the dog can pick up and track you. And believe it or not, most people would think the opposite, including me, I thought the opposite. But when it rains, or right after a rain, it's actually more effective because those particles are now sticking to particles of water instead of being blown around in the brush. So running from a police canine first thing in the morning when there is dew on the grass is basically the worst possible option for you. But either way, it's pretty interesting when you put it in that sort of a perspective. Dogs can be used to find rare mushroom truffles that are buried underground. They can even smell cancer. And a lot of people ask me, when canines are trained to look for narcotics, are you guys using actual drugs or are you using fake drugs? And the answer is both. There are fake drugs, which when I say fake, basically, let's use cocaine as an example. Methyl benzoate is a chemical inside cocaine that is very odorous, and that is a lot of times what dogs are trained on. The problem with that is cocaine is mixed with a lot of other things a lot of times, including laxatives and things like that, to help cut it or stomp on it, which means doubling or tripling your profit on what you purchased. So to me, it would be more important to train your dog on actual street stuff. And a lot of departments have contracts with the DEA that will supply them these drugs, and of course they watch over it very carefully daily for obvious reasons. But to answer most people's questions, canine handlers often use both. Anyway guys, I kind of went off on a tangent there on something totally separate. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Key thing here, do not ever challenge a police canine. It's not going to end well for you. I have seen a lot of canine bites and it's not fun. And I will tell you guys one last thing before I sign off. Don't think that wearing a fluffy coat is going to save you. And the reason why I say that is I have worn a specially designed sleeve specifically made for dog bites for our training sessions. And even though the teeth didn't penetrate through the skin, it felt like the two bones running in my forearm were being squeezed together to the point where they were about to snap. That's how strong their jaws are. So, next time you see an officer pulling out a canine and you are gonna be the target, might be in your best interest just to go ahead and give up. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys very, very soon.